Join me as I delve deep into the WNBA Finals and try to uncover the shocking secrets that Rachel Demita has just uncovered. The WNBA has always been on the fringes of the sports world, struggling for recognition and viewership in a male-dominated landscape. Despite producing incredible talents like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, and Candace Parker, the league still struggles to get the attention it deserves. While the NBA has a global following, the WNBA is often relegated to secondary status. But why is that? Is it due to a lack of marketing power or something more systemic going on in sports? The reality is that women's sports are often overlooked and underreported. I'm going to show you the exact moment when everything changed, the suspicious patterns that no one noticed, and why some of the biggest names in basketball are calling this the most obvious rigged game ever. The proof, it's all here, and it's impossible to ignore. Let's go back to the exact moment when everything changed. There's 3.2 seconds left in regulation. The tension in the arena is running high as Breanna Stewart catches the ball at the three-point line. But what happened next has basketball fans shocked. Watch it in slow motion with me. Okay, so she gets the ball here. She jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. She jumps at least 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. She takes at least 4 steps. She might have taken 5 steps. She jumps, fumbles, and doesn't put the ball down until she gets in the paint. Wait, is that 5 steps without a single dribble? In professional basketball, the travel violation is so obvious you can hear fans yelling at their TV screens, but somehow, mysteriously, not a single whistle is blown. You think missing a travel so obviously would be the worst. But wait, because what happens next is even more mind-blowing. As Stewart goes up for her shot, Elena Smith opposes her. Check it out. So as you can see here in this photo, which is right before Stewart goes up with the ball, Elena Smith is not touching her at all. She has 2 fingers that appear to be lightly tapping the ball. Her body is not touching Breanna Stewart. Her hand is not touching Breanna Stewart. Let's take a little look at this now. The bond that Kaitlyn Clark had with her Iowa teammates was a main reason for their success during Clark's tenure. It must have been tough for all those Hawkeyes to be away from each other after the 2023-24 NCAA season ended, especially considering they were together nearly every day for years. That's why it was great to see Clark return to her alma mater and reunite with her Iowa teammates this weekend, starting with joining them at Hawkeyes basketball practice. The rulebook says the legal guarding position means keeping both feet on the ground and facing the opponent. That's pretty much the basic thing every defender learns in middle school. I think what we just saw, 5 steps off the dribble, no call, 0 contact on the shot, somehow foul, and an explanation that makes absolutely no sense in the situation. Any one of these things would be suspicious on their own. But in the final seconds of the finals Game 3, Rachel Demita started pulling on this thread, and what she found next blew the whole thing apart because of this suspicious. This revelation will have a major impact on the future of the league. If the WNBA wants to regain the trust of its fans and the respect of the broader sports world, it is going to have to take a hard look at itself and make some serious changes. This isn't just about the finals, it's about the long-term health and viability of the WNBA as a whole. As you guys can count the final free throws at the end of the game, the Liberty shot 25 free throws and the Lynx only made 8 shots, which is almost a ridiculous stat. The New York Liberty stepped to the line 25 times and Minnesota got just 8 attempts in a championship game. It's not just a gap, it's a canyon, but the numbers only tell half the story. What really sets this apart is how these fouls were being called. For example, a foul to Collier, she was getting absolutely crushed under the basket all night. Look at this, here's a foul. Literally her arm is off and she's getting slapped in the face. She's fighting through defenders. Hard contact needed and nothing else. Not a single whistle. Then arms across, it's a clear contact, still no call, but flip to the other end of the court, and suddenly these refs turn into traffic cops blowing whistles. The slightest touch on a New York player fouls a defender breathing too close. That's another foul. Let's take a little look at this now as well. The future of the Phoenix Mercury looks uncertain at the moment. After a 2024 season that was disappointing given their talented roster, WNBA legend Diana Taurasi may retire, and longtime franchise great Brittany Griner is an unrestricted free agent this offseason. However, one player that Phoenix is certain to bring back next season is Sophie Cunningham. The 28-year-old from the University of Missouri averaged 8.4 points per game this season, after averaging 12.6 and 11.3 points per game in 2022 and 2023, respectively. Cunningham will be an unrestricted free agent after the 2025 season. And if her recent comments are any indication, she wants to team up with Indiana Fever sensation Caitlin Clark as soon as possible. While doing a recent podcast episode with popular pastor Travis Hearn asked Cunningham, "Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark?" "No, man," Cunningham responded with a laugh. "Not at all. I think she's a gem. I didn't know her, but we talked to each other a little bit at All-Star Weekend. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders, and I think a lot of people always have a lot to say to people they don't even know or have never been with. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure really well. I think she's doing a great job for women's basketball, and I'm a fan of hers. Like, I would love to play with her one day, honestly," Cunningham concluded. If you want more sports information and analysis, be sure to check out our next video for more exciting content.